Hey Vance, alrighty, welcome back. Okay, so we are back on the home screen on your phone. And when we say home screen, it's one of up to several screens that you can have with these little icons on it. And essentially, these icons are buttons. If you were to touch one, it would open whatever the item is. So if you were to touch this little purple button with the envelope, the one that says Yahoo Mail, it will pull up your email account, which is actually pretty snazzy. But we'll go into more of the individual buttons or icons later. What I do want to show you is that you have multiple screens. So here we have the icons or buttons of things I think you'll use most often. These are the ones on your home screen. But there are more functions that you'll probably want to use, and those will be on different screens. Now, to get to your other screens, all you have to do is swipe. Sorry, my hands are wet. Swipe. And there we are on the next screen. You have two screens. You can have, gosh, I don't know, I had up to 8 at one point on a phone. But you've got two, and how you know it's two is if you look as we're swiping. Do you see this little white bar right there? It's a long bar, and it fills half depending on which screen you're on. Now, if you had 3 screens, that bar would be a little bit smaller, and it would be in thirds, so you could always know which screen you're on. So let's go ahead and give it a try. We're going to swipe to go to the next screen. Now, we can't swipe anymore. There's no more screens. We're at the end. But let's say that you want to have your games all on another screen. Here you can see I installed Cribbage for you. This is the card game that Candy and I like to play. So to move these little buttons or icons, you would press it, hold it, and drag it, and you can move it. Now, do you see that white bar on the bottom? Oh, it went blurry on me. There we go. It's shorter and it's in thirds because you've got 3 screens. There's your third screen. Now, to move that little button back, you press it, hold it, and drag it where you want it to go, and then let go. Okay? And now it's back where it was before. Okay, so that's the first part. The next part is that no matter which screen you're on, there are certain pieces of information that will always be visible. This bar across the top, which is important information about the phone and what's new. This 3-button bar on the bottom, and then these 5 buttons or pictures at the very bottom. As you can see, no matter which screen you're on, that will stay there. Okay? Now, you can put any 5 buttons there that you want. The 5 buttons that I chose for you are the phone, which you would press if you want to make a call, the bubble, which is the text, to send a text message, the person, that's where you'll find your contacts, the pinwheel is where you would access your photos, and the camera is where you would take photos. So if you decide, you know what, I don't want my camera and my photos on the bottom there, you would do the same thing. You press the button and hold it and drag it, and you could put it there. And now you'll have 4 buttons on the bottom. Okay, since I think you're going to use the camera, I'll put the camera back. Okay. And then these 3 little buttons on the bottom are going to become your best friends. The middle one, the circle, will always take you to the home screen. If you press that, you'll always go home. So since we're not really anywhere but the home screen, I'll put us on the next screen. This is your second screen of 2. And now we'll go ahead and press the circle. Boom, we're home. So if you find that you've opened all kinds of crap and you don't know how to get out of the crap that you've opened, all you do is press that circle. This square is something that you'll press to close all the other stuff you have running on your phone. If you've been using it for a while, maybe you've checked email, maybe you've made a phone call, maybe you've gone online, maybe you've played a game, you're going to notice that they don't have the red X's in the corner like they do on the computer. On a computer, you can open a ton of stuff and then you just click on that little red X and it closes it. Boom. Well, this doesn't have that. You can still do that online, but all the other applications don't have that. I don't think we have anything open now, but we can go ahead and press it and see. Oh, okay, apparently there was a Google something. So all you do, whoops, hold on, swipe up and it disappears. Okay, and now it will say no recent items. Okay, center circle gets us home. This is the back button, and you can go back as many times as you want to, depending on where you're at and where you want to get to. Now, you may have noticed as I was swiping up that something else pulled up, and I want to go ahead and show that to you. Not so much because you're going to need it, but because you won't and you're going to want to close it. So do you see that little caret symbol, that little arrow? That means that there's more stuff down there that you can get to by swiping up. So if we swipe up, those are all the applications that are on your phone, most of which you're not going to access. The ones that I think you will use the most, I've already put on your screens. So you won't need to go here and screw with all this. To get rid of it, you swipe down and it's gone. Alrighty. So that's kind of how to navigate some of what you've got going on. I'm going to go ahead and stop this video to give you a chance to play with swiping. And in the next video, we're going to talk about this information up here and more swiping, because you know what? Smartphones are kind of like a woman. They are going to tell you everything, whether you want to know it or not. Sometimes 2 or 3 times, and sometimes you just want to shut them up. So that's what we're going to focus on next. But go ahead, and if you want to practice, going back and forth and moving your little buttons around, you can do that. And I think that should do it. Okay, we'll see you in a minute.